Hey children, Pastor Stump here, and I hope you're all doing well at home. I know these are some weird times for us all, and the first time that you have experienced something like this, and to be truthful, this is the first time that any of us have experienced something like this, and I want you to keep that in mind. I know that you're going to have some fears, even though we are trying not to be fearful in this time. We're trying to be hopeful. We are hopeful, and we're trying to help one another and do the right things and know that we have power to get through this time together, to grow closer to God and one another through it, and to really come out of this on the other side, hopefully as a better society, a better community, a better classroom like you're used to, following those good rules we've learned all the way from kindergarten on up on how to be kind to one another, how to love one another, how to share, how to do things like that. But I want you to know this, that I know that you'll be fearful at times. And although I hope you can maybe hold off that fear, I hate for it to come to you at times. I know it happens. And I know it comes to you. And I know that people, especially older people at times, and this especially goes to our high school friends, especially those who are seniors, are going to say, well, you shouldn't feel sad, you suck it up, and you'll get through this. This country has gone through things before, and blah, 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 blah. And the truth is, they're kind of right. This country has done things before, difficult things, the Great Depression, Civil War, World Wars, other wars. In fact, my generation and part of yours and others have fought the longest war that I can think of in our nation's history recently. Something the older people can't all completely relate to. They've kind of been able to watch it and watch us go through this, and yet our generation has gone through this long period of war and still continues to. In fact, most of you were born into it and are still living it. Some folks, friends of mine, whose children have gone off to fight the same war they have. So I want you to know that yes, these things have occurred, and yes, we know we will get through it, but know this. Know that during the Depression, during the Civil War, during those world wars, people still shared their laments. It's a fancy word for they cried out to God and they asked why. And it is okay to do that. God can handle that. And we, as those who care for you, those who God has put under your care, should be able to handle it as well. Sometimes by simply saying, we don't know why. We don't know why, but we know what we can do, or we don't know why, but we know God is with us. We don't know why, but we want you to know that you are loved, and we will do everything we can to care for you. That's what you should be hearing from adults, and I hope the adults listening to this know that that's what they should be saying, among some other things as well. But this is not our time to tell children to suck it up when the truth is the majority of the adults in this country, or a large portion, I should say, are not sucking it up very well and driving on, as we would say in the military world or in my military school world. I'm reminded, though, that we cannot stay in this fear, and that children, you can't stay in it either. It's okay to feel it. It's okay to acknowledge it, to talk about it. You should share that, and then let it release through your sharing as well, and find a new way to be calm and grow close to one another and be creative in this time at home with things. Don't hold on to this fear, because this too shall pass. It will pass. It will pass. I'm reminded of one of my favorite movies, and hopefully, I hope that you get to see it in your life. Your parents probably have. And it's a movie called Rocky. Took place, or fictionally took place, in a city nearby here, Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, a great town. And Rocky, there's a scene in Rocky where Rocky's trainer, Mickey, the Mick, is yelling at Rocky when he's down and out in the ring. And I'm going to have to paraphrase this now because he uses words that are more for adults. But Mickey yells at Rocky, he says, get up, you son of a gun. And he says, 'cause Mickey loves you. Mickey's telling Rocky that he has faith in him and he loves him. And that is reason enough for Rocky to get up and to fight on through the end, to continue on his journey. And I want you to know, to not stay in this time, to not stay in your grief, I want you to hear Pastor Stump in your ears saying, get up, because I love you. And so does God. Amen.